Poodle just said something I never thought she would say. She said, can you turn me down a little bit?
It's a little like I just hear like a Muppet screaming in my ears.
It's true. We had a false start because we started and then our technology went shitty.
No one cares. No one gives a shit.
You know, I give a shit because, y'all, I'm going to say it again. I got here an hour and 20 minutes ago, and it took an hour and 10 minutes for Poodle to get situated.
You know, we're right where we need to be. So that's all. Now, what if that falls off?
I'm not. I'm just putting it up so if it turns off like last time. Boy.
We're like living in a socialist dictatorship. Or not really, like a communist dictatorship where we're always afraid of people taking us in the night. That's what it feels like with this SD card.
It does.
It's the exact same.
I have to say, if that woman who put us on top 10 shows to listen to on Screen Rant,
I like how you slipped that in there.
Does she realize that we have the jankiest production probably out of anyone?
No, we were just, it was like top 10 shows top 10 podcasts to listen to talk about reality, who talk about reality TV. We were number 10.
It was very sweet.
I felt really good just to be included. Like Cray Cray was on there.
Casey
was on there. Pink Shade. All of our friends.
It was sweet.
It was nice.
Wouldn't it be nice? I wish we could just have like a shade convention where all of us just get together.
Why have we not done that? Like
they
an
have
event.
podcast conventions, but I don't even. I know listeners want to come, but I just would love to meet these other podcasters in person.
We already know a lot of them.
I know, but just like
I have enough friends.
We need to move on.
Not looking for new friends.
What show are we doing again?
This is Pig Royalty, you bitch.
Oh, boy.
Y'all, this bitch just said, now I want to keep watching all the Pig Royalty shows because I know now it just got good. And it's been good.
You've watched episode 3 and 4 as well.
Because you yelled at me, I haven't watched 5 and 6.
Well, because you were saying things that were. I'm happy if you want to.
This is not that much of a spoiler show.
If you want to binge them and bam them out, I can. It's all on the Patreon now. It doesn't matter.
Sounds like my sex life in the last 2 or 3 days.
Y'all, by the way, if you heard a sonic
I'm no longer
boom,
a virgin.
It was Poodle. What was it like?
I've been de-virginized for the 500th time.
For the 500th time.
It all feels like the first time.
Were you nervous? Were you scared?
No, I took to it like a duck takes to water.
It was just
like a baby lab pup.
Oh wow!
Just like
wow.
I knew how to swim like I was born.
And I could tell he's trying to get me out of here because someone's coming to pummel him tonight.
Maybe.
I hope so for you.
You know, I like to keep my sex life private.
Yeah.
We got a great review about that.
Great review about that, yeah. We're sex positive, y'all.
Yeah.
We talk about sex because y'all were told you couldn't. And guess what? You can.
And so were we.
So were we.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. Jesus doesn't care if you suck a dick, y'all. She doesn't care. She doesn't care.
What did you say on our... We did a crossover with Kyle from Cray Cray that you said, call me old-fashioned, but I never wanted to suck my brother's dick.
I did say that. Old-fashioned. I'm old-fashioned. Let's talk about...
I never wanted to do that either.
And I don't think we have any announcement.
We've
emailed... Some of you on the $15 tier have had trouble watching the video. We've emailed Patreon. They finally got back to us. They don't see any issues on their end. When I'm like, well, this isn't helpful, but they're going to deep dive into it.
That's what the same exact they said to me when I kind of did their generic help thing because you found someone else.
Y'all, I don't understand it. Y'all say the video doesn't work on your PC, and then I contact a friend I know who has who has Patreon that has a PC, and they check for me because I don't, and it works. For them.
We believe you.
I totally believe
it. We think it's
just a weird thing.
It's and they
Make sure
blame
your computer. Everything is updated.
Yeah, they blame Vimeo, and Vimeo blames Patreon. So
and guess who gets screwed? Our sissies. And we don't like it.
And me, but I'm not complaining.
Y'all, if we could go with another platform, but there's really kind of nothing else.
There's Supercast, and that's it. But
Supercast doesn't have video.
Yeah, video is really hard to do.
There's a lot of wires.
wires.
Connection. You know what?
Y'all,
We don't know.
you got to plug your computers in. If you want to watch our video, you got to plug that in.
A server somewhere in New Brunswick.
You got to use a USB.
It's got to be plugged in. They've got to have that file in New Brunswick. They have to. Anyway, come at us if you're from New Brunswick.
New Brunswick, that's Canada.
Yeah.
You didn't know that, did you?
It's cheaper to keep it in Canada. Yeah, no, they don't get the U.S. taxes. I don't know. What are we talking about? Let's talk about
royalty.
pigs.
Episode 3. This is called Michelle Puts on a Show. And did she ever? Not just the pig show, the emotional show.
This was Shakespearean.
The 5-act play that she put on.
For never was there so much woe as Michelle and her
bow.
Yeah,
and
hair
her,
bow. And her
and her trio of daughters who hate her fucking guts.
It's so funny. I know Mackenzie, Michaela, and
McCall.
then the other one I just called third base.
She's the
just
great.
The third
she's
one. I
like
can't remember.
The great value.
Can't remember her
mixture of the other two.
Well, they don't show a lot of her.
She doesn't really talk a lot.
Mackenzie.
She's
Mark
the
my
star.
words. Mackenzie's going to be famous. And you know why? Because she is thinking about how she is perceived.
Oh, she's so smart. We're going to see that bitch on Snaps, too. She's going to take out a boyfriend or girlfriend or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
She's kind of who you wanted to be.
Well,
and you just ended up being this.
You talking about me?
Yes.
You know, I could agree with that.
I think I probably wanted.
You could never be Mackenzie.
Oh no,
I had a better chance than you.
We both wanted to be pretty girls. That's I meant that not as a dig, but more of we both wanted to be pretty women in the South who wore pretty makeup and had the quarterbacks wanting to fuck us.
That was kind of my dream.
It was.
Yeah. I knew exactly who I wanted to be.
You know what? You ended up, I'm going to be honest, you would have been Mackenzie. I would have been Michelle. I would have been like, yo, I just got to put on my big show. I just wanted to look right. Poodle's seen me put on productions and how I stress about it. I've gotten better.
You're better.
You're Mackenzie and I'm Michelle. Oh, my. Except with more morals. But I would have I couldn't cozy up to the judges like that.
No.
Maybe I'm not Michelle.
Let's talk about how...
Oh, God, am I a pig?
How...
Who am I?
You're Notorious P.I.G. who's sick.
Who is that pig I see?
I'm sorry, neighbors. Get used to it. So, yes, let's talk about...
The show is good.
I've only been saying that for weeks.
No, I've been saying it too. But this was, y'all, if you've been on the fence with pig royalty, like, I don't know.
You need to get off the fence.
I don't know. I mean...
And climb onto that banister and ride it like there's no tomorrow. I got a little bit of sex on my brain. If you can think about it.
Yeah. We should keep moving on.
Sit on a traffic cone if you're careful.
Y'all, Tyler's pissed, and he's like, it's a slap in the face, and we knew it'd be political.
And guess what? It's very political. We should say, they did introduce this at the end of episode 2, that Michelle is having a pig show. This is said pig show, the Hello Teas Fall Classic.
Yes.
And it's put on by Michelle. She has hired the judge who she knows. Now, I've just got to be honest.
Ty Chumbley.
That's
the most Texas fucking name.
It also is like a made-up Arrested Development name.
It's true. It is.
Like Bob Blah Blah.
Yes.
Or, I don't know, it's just, or like a Saturday Night Live name. It doesn't feel real.
Ty Chumbley. It does to me, because that's...
Ty Chumbley here.
Because I grew up with those people.
Or like Marion Jumblies. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
what was Charlize Theron's name in Rita? Maybe can't talk about that show anymore.
Monster?
No, in Arrested Development. Development. There was a really problematic thing where they.
What happened in Arrested Development?
No, I don't want to talk about it because it's not politically correct now.
Oh,
it's just not. We'll talk about it later. Yeah. 2021, not good. Wow.
Didn't go well.
Didn't go good.
So, Jody is saying, and this is what I actually would have done too. Jody said, I would have gone above and beyond. If I was hosting a show, I would make sure that I didn't know the judges at all.
Yeah. Trying to make everything's ethical and above board.
I know, and you would be this.
I would be the same
way. Like I actually think you even. I think we both would obsess about it.
Oh, I would. It's be my worst fear that someone would accuse me of partiality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And so this should have been someone they did not know. Michelle could have handled everything, but she could have contracted the judge from
Dallas,
outside.
Austin.
Yeah, the whole thing felt like two dimes rubbing together. I know she said she spent a lot of money, but it was just a lot of garbage. It felt like a pageant.
It felt filler.
Yeah. So Ty Chumbley
and
was
she
Michaela's
doesn't even have the
professor.
Buckles.
Because the buckles were lost, y'all.
But those are the most important thing, are the buckles.
Yeah. So the buckles, and she even says, "This should be my glory moment." That was my favorite. I had a couple glory moments in the last couple days.
Glory hole moment.
Maybe. So Michelle is basically just talking to Ty Chumbley, who's Michaela's.
Yeah.
God, these fucking names. Michaela's college professor.
And y'all, again, Mackenzie completely throws her sister around there, but she's like, so Michaela's teacher, Ty,
She's like, she would like text,
he would text her and tell her what question to ask.
Y'all, it's very normal to have
You worked in education a lot.
Yeah, I never really had the numbers of any of my students to text them.
Yeah.
That is definitely
just starting there.
That's misconduct. Yeah. Also, I would never text them to ask a question.
No.
I would
even
just...
Mackenzie is like, that's not good.
She really has this kind of like, I don't give a fuck face on the entire time.
She will burn every house down.
I love it.
This is a young Cersei Lannister.
I agree.
She will kill everyone in the face.
Well, she's kind of out for her enemies, and her sister is also her enemy. So
true.
is her mother.
Cersei Lannister.
Yeah. So Michelle basically is over there with Ty Chumbley, and he's telling her, basically saying, yeah, these are the people, the red, white, and blue people are the ones who we're kind of against. You know, they show with Nugget and that. So she's telling him who people are.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Meanwhile, Jody says, we're not wearing red, white, and blue.
Yeah, we're going to she's like, I got it. She's like, I'm going to choose, you're going to have any shirt you want to wear. I brought like 7 shirts.
Which is smart, but also made me laugh because I'm like, y'all,
politics.
This isn't like we're in New York City where they're not going to, this is fucking Helotes, Texas, where you could wear any shirt and they're going to say, well, that's canon. Like,
you're right.
Like,
it does feel like putting a shirt on him makes him invisible.
Yeah. Where's Nugget? He's not wearing a white press shirt.
I know. It is kind of ridiculous.
I had a laugh at that.
And also Ty Chumbley
says...
Are we
recording? We are, okay.
God. Ty Chumbley says, well, you know, the Bolero family has done a lot for the livestock show industry. So already he feels beholden to them. You guys, this is bad. So the other nail biter is, y'all, Ty Chumbley's asking questions of the pig showers.
I enjoy this. He's
asking things like, what do you feed your hog? What would you change about your hog? Where do you see your hog in 10 years?
Want to go to Sonic with me after the show?
Michaela, are your boobs looking great in that T-shirt?
Ty Chumbley is that 30-year-old man who still drinks with high schoolers from his high school.
Gross.
But isn't that Ty Chumbley?
Yes.
That is Ty Chumbley.
Would your hog go out with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, y'all, it's the big showmanship competition. Nugget against Nugget is saying, I get nervous when the judges ask me questions. And Ty is basically helps Nugget and says, make sure you go stay on the outside.
Helping him while doing.
Literally coaching him.
Mimi's happy because she's got $50 just
That's
waiting
Michelle's. She's like, baby, I got $50
Baby,
on you.
what you gonna do? What you gonna get if you win that thing, Nugget? $50.
I love Nugget, though.
Oh, I love Nugget. Love Nugget.
He's the most innocent one in that family.
Everybody loves Nugget. Even Jody feels sorry
I know.
for him. But yes, Ty Chumbly I'm going to say his name the whole time.
I know. You have to say Ty Chumbly.
You have to say it. He is helping him.
And even Jody said, I never want Nugget to lose because, he grew up with a single mom. I was raised by a single mom.
Like,
I get it.
I know them.
She's like, I know him because I was him. She's like, I'm happy. And she even says, good job, Nugget. Michelle Bolero would never say that to one of the Green kids.
Well, you know why Jody's saying it?
To get in Michelle's head.
To get into Michelle's head. And if shit ever goes down with the Boleros, Nugget will go over to the Reens and show with them.
That is my ultimate dream.
But
Cannon and Nugget being friends.
Okay. I think Jody is a kind person. She's not always nice. She's kind.
She's savvy, though.
But I think she is savvy as
Oh,
fuck.
yeah.
And it's the difference of, y'all, it's like Michelle is the id and Jody is like the super ego. Like she is thinking long-term game.
Nerd.
It's true, though. Sorry, that's nerdy. But
psychology.
But Jody is thinking, she's thinking not just several months. She's thinking years down the road.
Oh, yeah.
And Michelle's just like, who can validate me right now? Who can validate me right now? Please, someone.
Someone tell me I look pretty in my cheetah. Somebody.
Okay, we're back.
Turn it down. It's too loud. Y'all, we're back now because someone turned their mic off.
I forgot you could do that on this mic.
No, you flailed around. Like a sissy in a dick tree.
Sissy in a dick tree. Sissy in a dick tree.
Please hold that closer because it's making that noise.
I am. Y'all, I forgot a good mic at my house, but Poodle has an older mic, the kind we used to have to turn on off. And for the record, I remember doing a sound check with you, and you didn't have your mic on, so I will not have it.
You know what? I don't lecture you. No, I don't lecture you daily about all of your audio stuff that you know.
I'm gonna step away before the lightning strikes.
Where were we?
Where were we? We're talking about how Michelle just wants to be validated.
Oh, so
and
anyway,
Jody's long game. That was it.
So the Tykes show up, or they're there, and they're basically. Mandy says our anniversary's in 2 days, and she's like, "You've forgotten again."
Notorious is still sick.
Yeah. So
I'm worried about that pig.
Cannon is showing in his level
intermediate showmanship,
and he is going. Y'all, that eye contact they're making with the judges. Do you know how hard that is to do as a child? I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
It is, y'all. That is how Poodle
Drive the hog.
That's how Poodle and I look for dick and
I know.
Mickey's enraged. Poodle's just walking around looking at this one guy. He's just shaking his ass and he turns to the side. He makes sure to get the rope. It really is like finding dick.
Eye contact in a gay bar is tricky. You can't just stare. You have to you have to catch their eye and then look away.
Oh yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's why no one ever really came over to you.
You just can't stand in them kind of slack-jawed and drool and put your hand in your pants.
And then maybe you can't whip their ass as they walk by. Yeah, you always need to work there.
I'm single for a long time, y'all.
Drive it.
A lot of you want pig merch, and we know we need to make that. We're just going
to... we got to figure out what it is, though.
Yeah.
We do need Drive Tamara Drive merch.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
I can't promise merch until I live here again full time.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I am.
We're working on a couple of things.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm working on it with a separate designer.
Well, wow, look at that.
I'm proud for you. I didn't want to involve you because there's already too much for your brain.
Well, I hope that
there are things that I hide from you.
Well, I hope that I hope the designs will get my final approval.
Maybe. They'll just show up for you. So anyway,
there's just a T-shirt that says "Find the Hole" and it's me with a boss hog body, and I'm like, that didn't get approval.
Find the hole. Find the hole. Or it's just you with your head, with your hand over your mouth, and like an enormous, like blown out hole where your butt would be.
And Poodle will hand me a printed piece of paper that says "MM" in the corner. He said, "You put your signature on it," and I'll go, "I guess I don't remember."
So they're hitting the holes, y'all.
Hitting the holes.
And Cannon's doing great.
Tyler's pumped. He's like, he is killing it.
And guess what? He didn't win. He placed second. And they're like, blah, blah, blah. And I loved it how Tyler immediately comforts him and says, it's okay. You can get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Because you know your parents are going to whip your ass if they see you crying. Which makes me sad. But Tyler knows how to kind of like go between.
I think Cannon's a sensitive kid too, because
he really is.
Because I did competition stuff when I was younger. Mm-hmm. So did you, and we both did competition stuff. Some of it we were good at, and some of it we were not.
I don't think I ever really cried.
Never took that this hard. I feel like
I think the problem is the family takes it so seriously. And he doesn't
have that.
He doesn't have the fortitude. Cannon just doesn't have that kind of. In a way, it's great because he is a sensitive kid. It's better than to be angry about it and to go out than to go out and punch something. You know.
Y'all, there's a fine line with your kids of being supportive and then being.
I think it's hard for Jody because she wants to win really badly.
She does,
but she wants it. She also doesn't want to be the example to her kids. In fact, that she wants to always win. And you see her husband, Josh, trying to pull her back all the time. She just doesn't get it. She's like, I want to win.
Well, but I think he helps, whereas I don't think Michelle gets any. I don't think Michelle's husband does anything.
No, he does the pig feed.
But I don't think it's anything as far as talking to her.
They think they're juicing pigs. I agree with you.
Do you think they're juicing pigs?
I don't know. His feed is a secret. Yeah. Got meth in it.
No, then they'd be skinny.
That's true.
You don't want a skinny pig.
So they're all roided up. They're
Maybe
like West Hollywood gym queens.
That's it. So Tyler is kind of... He
should have won clearly. Clearly, he should have won.
It just makes it not fun when it's rigged like this. He said, I know. And then Jody's like, you're right. She accepts because she's like watching the video going, I'm trying to see what I missed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what I missed. And then Jody says, she's like, this is bullshit. I wrote a check for $600. They don't even have buckles here. Even Tyler is crying to Jody saying, this is hard for me to watch for him.
Because I think even though Michelle says, I do it for the kids. And I really do think Jody wants to win, but she wants to win as a family.
Do you think Michelle wants to do it for the kids when they next do the Old Timers show and they're doing the Old Timers and suddenly I went, wait
She's
a minute.
out there.
Michelle's in the show.
Yes.
And y'all, she looks...
It's awkward.
She looks kind of like... She almost kind of makes this face of like when at the end of 101 Dalmatians when Cruella de Vil is driving trying to find the puppies and her eyes are just going she's just like I don't think she's doing a good job showing this pig.
It looks a mess.
But she's out there, her daughter, like what mom goes into the Old Timer show when you're that competitive to compete against her daughters.
I think she said that they told me I had to do it or something like that. But she's the one running the show.
No. That's going to be like when you and I are doing theater shows in like 40 years.
Yeah.
And we're old queen. When they roll us out there and then there's only one person that's still clapping and you come out to do your fourth encore and most people have left and you're going to say,
I don't care.
He told me I had to do it.
You wouldn't let us leave.
You wouldn't let us leave when they already
You
left.
wouldn't turn the lights. Let's be honest.
And there'll be one older gay guy that's been in love with you for like 30 years out there.
Yeah.
And he's going to think this is his time.
You should have had more money.
And you're going to say,
Yeah.
thank you for coming again, Richard. I'll see you at the stage door. And he walks to the stage door, and you went out the other way. That was real.
See you next time we're in town. And on tour. You'll be there. Security guard.
Oh, Richard.
Security. Don't mind him. He's just my bodyguard.
Just my bodyguard. Mm-hmm. So let's talk.
Richard, have you got $100 for me for snacks?
Snacks? Yes, Mr. Poodle. That's what I'll call you, Mr. Poodle. So the this shows the build up to the Old Timers show when they're putting on the buckles and it's in slow motion.
Cammy and Keely are showing.
It was so good.
So it looks like, and then of course Michaela and Mackenzie is these. It's so funny. I'm not bursting out laughing hearing me say these names, but Mackenzie's like, I think my hair looks bad, and Michaela's like, doesn't look bad far away.
And she's like, it looks bad. You need to fix it.
So they put her hair up, and Michelle's like, the only competition that Michaela has is Mackenzie.
I mean, the red, white, and blue people are good, but it's really between my daughters.
Anyway, so of course Michaela wins because Ty Chombley wants to fuck her.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I do want to say that. But Mackenzie is like, I don't know why my mom is showing, but she's just out there, and you see her making
like
that
Michelle
face.
Is showing, yeah.
Yeah, she calls her Michelle again.
And I liked it when Michaela wins. Mackenzie just throws in the best. She says, politics.
Her own sister. Y'all, look.
This is some King Lear shit going on right here.
So it's true.
Daughter against daughter.
This is what I want to ask you. Because Michaela, with Walking with Ty Chombley, she literally is like poodle move 102.
Oh, yeah, she's got the shoulder working.
Moving her shoulder and kind of smiling. Do you think she has fucked Ty Chombley?
I don't want to speculate about
She's an adult.
things
She's
like
over
that,
18.
but yes.
Okay. I think at least a blowjob in a Silverado.
At least a blowjob or a hand job.
In an F-150 or something.
Yeah. Outside of a Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He probably bought that sweet tea vodka and put a little bit in her tea.
Yep.
They drank a little bit, and then it happened.
Yeah. She wanted the vodka, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's what we think about that.
Yeah. I think if there's not been anything, Ty Chombley thinks he's getting a blowjob later.
And speaking of Tyler's like, we're all wearing press shirts. He's like, Michaela looks like a busted bum.
She's wearing. I love their talent for hyperbole, y'all. About pig shows gives me so much life. So good.
And I have to say, before when Ty Chombley, y'all take a drink every time we say Ty Chombley. You're gonna be real drunk.
Ty Chombley.
Whenever he was judging, and the way they win is he goes and shakes the hand of the contestant.
Well, now gives him a fist bump.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
When he said, I'm going to go and shake the winner of the hand that won, whenever he walked around, I held my breath.
I was breathless.
I was
breathless like Madonna and Dick Tracy.
Uh-huh.
That is a really...
I was about to make the same reference. We're gay.
That means if you... I don't know if you know the Madonna Dick Tracy movie if you weren't born before 1985.
Y'all, no, I don't. Well, maybe. I have to say, this reminded me so much. My friend Sarah was in the Miss East Texas Commerce pageant. And so,
East Texas Commerce.
East Texas. It was in East Texas. And so she did her first pageant, and we drove all the way out there. And I was kind of like Tyler.
It's pretty in East Texas.
It's beautiful. It's hill country. And so
dated a guy from Beaumont once.
Oh, wow.
Worked at Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh.
He was too tan.
And hairless.
He kind of was.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Elsa talked like this. Probably why it didn't work out.
Okay, just kidding. Did you try to get Abercrombie and Fitch clothes?
Yes.
I remember one time I applied for a job at Abercrombie and Fitch. This is before I got a job at Clinique.
Yeah. And they just went,
No, they were going to give me the manager. They wanted me to be the manager. I applied for and they said, we'll give you the manager position.
What?
And because I'd had retail experience, because y'all...
Wait, you walk in and they offer you... That must have been everyone else was on drugs.
I had worked at the Gap for like 5 years. And
that's true.
So like and I was like, I didn't take the job because I didn't...
You also would have been that gay bossing everybody around.
But also,
all the hot
that's when
boys.
Abercrombie & Fitch was still like really hot guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like... I can't work in this. I'm like, I'm not attracted enough to work here, and B, I'll never be able to focus on my job.
But you would have been the hot guys going, Ray, come up here immediately, and you better Ray, you're off your break. And they're like, oh, that queen is always like pushing us around. I heard that on the walkies.
I think that actually...
Do I smell good today?
Would be you. Because I think I actually would be, especially, this is me in my early 20s.
You'd be that queen who dressed like Cam from Modern Family.
I would, but I could never say no to them.
Oh, you're right.
So they would get
You'd be a pushover.
The hot guy would be like, hey, I'm going to be like 15 minutes late on my break today. Can you cover? I'd be like, it's fine.
They would run all over you.
They would have ran
that would be
all
me.
You would have been that, yeah.
Kind of like how it was in my bookstore job.
Basically, yeah. So anyway, my friend Sarah, who now sings for our troops, by the way, God bless her, love her service, and so she's in the Marine choir or band. And so she was Miss East Texas, and we got there, and I mean the whole thing was rigged. It was like everybody knew everybody, and there were 3 judges. It was like the same thing. One of the judges, there was this woman named...
The same thing.
She had a weird name.
Without pigs.
Sharadine, I think was her name.
Interesting.
She was a white blonde girl named Sharadine. I don't know where they picked up this name from.
Okay.
And so, anyway, she was blonde, skinny, huge tits.
Yeah.
Talking to the judge before the pageant. And my friend Sarah...
That's unethical, y'all.
And then my friend Sarah got there. Y'all, my friend Sarah's gorgeous Italian. She looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones. Mm-hmm. She ends up shows up. She wins, or she clearly is going to win the talent competition because we were music majors.
Right.
And then, so we go, and then we get, they're doing the interview, and then they're doing the swimsuit. And she comes out, she texts me, and she says, come back. And I go backstage. You weren't supposed to, but I told her that I was her makeup artist. And so I went backstage.
Completely believable.
I went backstage, and she runs to me, and the big thing is that they didn't put this, is that she was going to wear her swimsuit with bare feet. She didn't know you were supposed to wear heels.
How'd she
I think I mentioned this before. I had to run to Dillard's, and I had no money. And I had to put like cream... skin-colored heels on like the one credit card I had and they were like $60 heels, and that's all they had for her. But I knew, and
it wasn't a big deal in East Texas. This extremely effeminate boy running in and buying heels.
It was a gay guy. I walked in. I said, "I need pageant heels."
He's like, "I know what you got
right here," and yeah, it's true. And they've
been waiting for you, honey.
And I went out Dillard's, and then. I'd stop by the Liz Claiborne counter just a nod to my mom and just nod to Mama Mar. And then I ran back, got her shoes, and she ended up winning Miss East Texas Commerce. And I'm just telling everybody.
And you're thinking it's because you brought her heels?
Maybe. I'm just saying for y'all, if you're an underdog, it can win. You can win, just not at Michelle's competition.
Was that a story just about you, about how you helped someone to win?
I'm just saying it reminded me, because also too, I'm pretty sure Sharadine said something racist in the interview competition, so that took her out too.
Good to know.
Where are we?
I don't know. That I aged during that.
Well, then Sarah went to Miss Texas, but I'll save that story for another day.
No, we're moving on. So anyway, Jody is pissed, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to ask for my money back. And she said, I wrote you a check for $570. And Michelle's like, hold on, let me figure out what to do. She doesn't explode on her.
I want you to show you what I wrote when Jody walked back to get money. I just wrote, because the balls of saying.
And guess what?
This
Michelle,
was a mother poodle move.
Michelle couldn't even, she's like, she could not even, how she would handle that is, no, all sales are final. She's
buckled. All just she's a. I bet Michelle is so angry about this show.
Yeah. Oh, well, her.
Oh, wait, didn't she say she's going to sue or something?
She's trying to sue, and one of her daughters, either fiancés, who's not a lawyer, says she's taking legal action or something like that.
I hope they're on season 2.
Good luck. They had to sign so many NDAs and waivers. They sold their lives away.
I hope that Pig Royalty makes so much money and they throw y'all, because if you pay Michelle enough, she'll be on season 2.
Oh yeah, completely.
She needs to play this right and just accept who she is and be the dance mom of pig people.
You will not believe what happens the next episode. You will not believe it. It's so good.
That's why
I think episode 5 too. Oh,
you watched episode 5. You told me you didn't.
I think I watched about half of it.
Okay, are we going to have to binge all of these and do the podcast all in one day?
Yes,
we can do that.
Well, no, they don't come out. They come out once a week.
But we can catch up.
I'd like that.
Maybe we need to do that this week, so that way you can control yourself.
I'd like that. I can't stop watching Pig Royalty.
Then let's do that.
This again, y'all. This is my favorite show of 2021.
I'll watch them with you.
Okay.
You can get pizza and Doritos.
I have a feeling that's for you.
Maybe.
I like it how you're sweetening the idea for yourself, but acting like you're doing it for me.
Maybe.
Anyway, so Nugget, you guys, we don't know where Nugget is. He's got to show a pig, and Nugget, y'all, he's just sitting in the pig pen, petting the pig with his pencil, and he's just doing his math homework.
Where is Nugget? There he is.
He's just so lovely and sweet.
Y'all, he's just petting that pig.
Yeah.
And in the same breath, 10 minutes ago, he was talking about how the Thanksgiving ham is his favorite part.
Oh, I think he's divorced it. Sidebar: petting your pig has a whole other.
At Poodle's house.
Yeah, petting your pig is.
That's when Poodle's in a collar with an apple in his mouth. Oink 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 oink.
Bring out the whip.
Nugget is just
innocence, pure love.
I hope he stays that way.
Me too. Taintor. That's his Christian name. Taintor.
Nugget's better.
Me too. I think so too. So
anyway, Michelle's just completely breaking down, crying. I can't do this shit anymore.
Yeah, she's literally
I'm just
becoming.
doing this for the kids.
It's going full Medea.
Oh,
she's like, please. What am I going to do?
So she goes and talks to Tai Chummy. She said, "Look, people are pissed that you're going to do this again.
So just go out in your truck until I call for you,
and I'll text you." That's not shady at all.
Yeah, it's really fucking shady.
Is my headband straight?
But I'm doing it for the kids.
For the kids. It always sounds like she's taking a shit when I do her.
It does.
But it kind of works.
It works for me. So the Reens are thinking they're going to leave, but they decide, Jody's like, nope, we're going to stay. We paid too much money, and we're not going to give them the satisfaction.
I mean, this whole thing, y'all, is a mother poodle masterclass. Because even Jody says, I think Michelle did a great job of ruining her own reputation. I mean, other people, everybody was talking about. It wasn't just me. Mike, I don't know who Mike is, but some guy named Mike was pissed.
Someone else, yeah.
So she's bringing up how it's not just in Mother Poodle did it. I know I'm not the only one that complained.
That's
I'm sure
Mother
somebody
Poodle
else said something too.
Sure, someone else.
Am I really the only one?
She was saying that. Other people are having a problem with it. Other people are going to ask for their money back. And they'd probably try to give Mother Poodle's store credit or something like that. And she's like, no, I want cash.
And Tai Chummy says, look, I know people are pissed, but I thought Michaela did a good job sucking my dick, showing that hog. What were we? Pigs.
Where were we? And
Michelle's like, that Ren came up to me and she was a bitch.
She was a bitch to me.
She makes it sound like Jody came up like some villainous, vile snake and hissed at her. And Jody really didn't.
She's so good at being the martyr and being the hero of her own story here, guys.
And she's telling this to her daughters. And her daughters, again,
they're fuming.
They're fuming. And Mackenzie's like, Mike texted. He said if Ty's in the building, he can't be here. And Mackenzie's like, and she's saying it's not fair.
It's like this is turning into some kind of like crucible situation.
It is.
Where everyone saw someone with the devil dancing with the devil in the woods.
But then we get to kind of the confession. The producer asks Mackenzie and says, Mackenzie, what is really going on between your mom and Jody?
And she just says, not going to say nothing.
But
nothing.
Do you have an opinion about that, Mackenzie?
No, not at all.
I do want to hear your perspective, Mackenzie.
Not going to say nothing. And she's smirking through the whole thing, y'all. My blood was chilled. It was...
y'all, if Mackenzie had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but a boyfriend, we're assuming, who harmed her, that might be the night with the lights went out in Georgia.
I think as well at that point, I think it's okay for Mackenzie to say something about her family, but I think she wants to say so much, and I think maybe that's the line she's not crossing.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll find more about that.
It probably means it because she's still probably getting money from her family.
Yeah, exactly.
And once she's self-sufficient, y'all, that's going to go out the window.
Yep. I agree.
Maybe she'll still have love towards one of her sisters.
She'll do a tell-all.
Like, she'll let McCall come over for Thanksgiving just so she can tell her how green bean casserole sucks.
Her bio autobiography, My Life in the Trough.
In the Trough. Which, again, is going to be Poodle's 18th book.
In the pig's trough.
So, anyway, Mandy's with Jody. She's like, I don't see a buckle. And Jody said, well, you know why Michelle's over there crying? Because she knows. She knows what she did. And then Michelle, literally, they cut to Michelle. I just try to do it all for the kids.
Everything's for the kids.
And then she's, why did I write them? I said, if you're doing it all for the kids, why are you showing pigs? I just keep going back to that.
So then Manu, their foreign exchange student, does his work. And, and the girls are helping him saying, I thought it was really cute. They're trying to help him say things. And he actually does it well. He says, his front feet, he's not as heavy on his front feet.
Oh, they're really coaching Manu.
Yeah.
I have to say, Cammie and Kaylee.
Love them.
Keely. God dang it. Sorry, Jody, if y'all are listening. I can't do your kids.
I love the Ring Girls.
Keely, when Cammie opened the truck door, picked up her brother.
And said, okay, we need to talk.
Carried him out. And then shut the motherfucking front door, truck door with her foot, and carried him out and said, and had a come to Jesus meet. I was like,
those are badass bitches.
These are badass bitches.
I love them.
These are like Wonder Women.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with both. If both of them went on if they went on like a Change Your Life tour, I would buy a ticket for that. And I would be like, just carry me, Cammie.
They're early 20s.
I don't care. They're wise. They're wise. They're wise women.
If you approach them, they would say, "Why is this old gay guy in my face?"
They would say, "Yeah."
Can someone get
security?
Can someone get the big orange wig in the Looney Tunes thing away from you?
Carry me, please. I need it. Anyway, yes. So they they basically tell Manu all what to do.
And he does well. He's only been there for 2 months, but he doesn't place.
Mm-hmm.
And then, y'all, my favorite on the Bolero team, Jordan with the red hair. She's so spicy. She doesn't like to wear the khakis. She's got her pink on, and Michelle's like, go change. No, it's better with the white and the khakis. You look better. It's just more classic.
Change back. That was the deal.
I prefer uniforms on my girls.
That was the deal. You got to change back.
The way she says "my girls" makes it sound like she's a madam.
Bring back my girls.
So anyway, Jordan only gets 5th in her showing, and then it's Nugget against Cannon, And of course, Nugget places second in the breed contest. Also, breed contest, whole other kind of classification when it's inside my bedroom.
It's true. It's true. Nugget,
very different type of competition.
Very different. Nugget got second, and then
Children are allowed. Children are allowed in mine.
Now, we don't see really Cannon's reaction to that. I'm assuming either he's just, at this point, Cannon's just distraught or he's just numb at this point.
He's devastated, yeah.
We don't see.
They've given him so much sugar that he's just...
And then McCall is talking to her mom, and Michelle's over there just crying in the corner. Y'all, do you realize how unprofessional it is?
Oh, I know. It's your own event.
It was like when we went to the Marlowe speech tournament and their normal speech teacher wasn't there and their second speech.
No.
Y'all, competitive speech was a big deal, but I remember they had a sub and they couldn't find their trophies. And it was a whole judge, and the organizers just cried and cried and cried. And
while they were there?
While we were there, just cried. And my speech teacher, Mrs. Kurtz, said, who's a very loving but tough love woman, and said, I forgot what her name is, but I probably won't say it. I don't know why I'm not going to say her name, but because maybe she's embarrassed. And they were our competition. Mrs. Kurtz just looked at her. She said, Connie, I mean, if you can't handle this, should you really be here at all?
Jesus, keep it real, Miss Kurtz.
That's the breaks.
Them's the breaks.
That's the breaks.
Well, honestly, that's kind of what Michelle basically said. You got to be tactful. I'm sorry goes a long way. I just didn't ask for an apology.
It's for free. Whereas I loved it when McCall is sitting there talking to her, and she says, "Look, Mom, this stranger came up to me, someone you don't know." Someone I'm not making up at all. I promise it's a real person. This stranger that doesn't know you in this small town of 20 people,
right?
Said
this is the best pig show I've ever been to.
Show they've ever been to.
And I didn't even place.
And I didn't even place. This isn't made up at all, Mother.
No, this.
And Michelle's just sitting there like, thank you.
Yeah, she's going through it.
It's the unprofessionalism of her.
Yeah,
and how she.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you should have hired someone else to be your MC. You should have hired someone else because you were competing. So it literally looks like you're also competing even though you've paid for all this.
I would be, even if it was my own daughters, they don't need to. If you did the old timers show, I would say, well, hey, we're just going to have an exhibition. No
that's
trophies.
The thing.
Do that.
Also, how about, this is even a bigger suggestion. How about you say, yeah, we're also going to compete, but how about this? Or maybe we're going to have a pig show, but we're not going to compete because we're putting on a pig show.
If we take part, we're not going to be eligible to be judged.
Exactly.
But we want to be part of the community.
Exactly.
But Michelle is not thinking about, she does not think about optics at all.
No.
It's all, I wrote down, this is one of the saddest screams for validation I've ever seen on television.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree. We had one little show one little thing at the end with Jody and Josh, her husband, and they're basically kind of back at home on the farm in Sabinal, and they're like, I like our love. I like our life. No more drama. And he's basically saying, yeah, but she's like, it kills me to see my kids treated that way. He's like, look, trying to reason with her. Yeah, but we know we're still doing it, but you can't get emotional. She's like, I know, but blah, blah, blah. And so we start to see that's going to pay off. No spoilers, but that little bit of that kind of the difference in how Jody's husband Josh sees that than how she sees it. Because she still feels it personally.
Well, I think it's going to help her.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to help. And this is healthy. She has a game face at the game, and when she goes home, she falls apart.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal.
It's like when I finish the podcast and I just go in my room and cry.
Y'all, that's the show.
That's the show.
That is episode 1 of Pig, or no, 3 of Pig Roll. But our first one that's exclusively for Reality Gaze
Extra.
Extra. Y'all, if you're on this tier as well, you're listening to the $8 tier at least. So we're just reminding you that you get our regular shows for free.
Ad-free for your pleasure.
Yes. So you don't have to listen to commercials. So be sure to check out that. Unless you want to listen, whatever. I don't know your life.
We do some good commercials.
We try to make them entertaining.
Also, know that we have our Buy Curious. If you're on this tier, we have our Buy Curious coming up next week, and that is, we will announce it right now.
Oh, yeah.
That is the upcoming episode of the season premiere. Not the season premiere, but the series premiere.
Extreme Sisters! It's Extreme Sisters! I'm so excited!
Of Extreme Sisters. You bitch. We're doing this Buy Curious to test it to see if we want to do the show.
That's what he says. Y'all,
I still don't want to do the show.
I already want to do the whole thing. Poodle doesn't, and so this was my card.
I have to be really sold.
Because I did this with Smothered and it works. So here's hoping it works.
I have to be really sold because we're doing plenty at this tier right now.
We are. So we're going to, but we'll do that as a Buy Curious. Also, for our $15 patron and supercasters, no, there's not a $15 supercast.
Right.
For our $15 patrons, we want to remind you the YouTube Live is going to be this Sunday.
4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
So we'll be doing that as well. So we'll have a gay old time.
Right, and you guys, Happily Ever After premieres this Sunday. It's season 6.
And if you're listening, you already get the $5. If you haven't listened to our class list, we're starting with season 3
of season 1 of Happily Ever After, where it all started.
Why do we
Danielle and Muhammad, Kyle and Noon, Alexi and Lauren. Also, I believe Devar and Melanie, and who else from the first? Oh, fucking Russ and Paola, and someone else from season 2 that I'm forgetting.
Brett
and Brett. Yes,
Brett and Daya. Why do we always do a Happily Ever After with a new one and an old one? It's going to confuse me.
I know.
It just kind of worked out that way.
Because we do classless in order of how they
makes sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, y'all find us on Cameo. We're both back on right now.
We're both, and I hear you because I now have 8 to do right now.
Any Civil War letters?
Yeah, 2.
You're welcome.
I got to get that wig out.
You got to get that wig out, y'all. I was about to say we call these people Lonely Hearts, but we don't.
No.
We call these people sad.
We call these people pig people.
We call these people pig people. And on that note, y'all, we'll sue you later.